to another exciting class on psychology and counseling. Today, we are continue looking at the core subject entitled Counseling Interventions, and we are entering into lesson 3. And in lesson 3, we are going to look at therapeutical interventions. This is your host, Dr. Tulipo Mwenifumbo. So, therapeutical interventions are purposeful actions taken by counselors to facilitate positive change and growth in clients. These therapeutical interventions are used in various counseling settings, such as mental health, family counseling, school counseling, uh, and other interventions in counseling. Now, when you look at the term here, therapeutical simply means here giving the healing or the healing or healing intervention. And this is the thing that we are called for as counselors. Our major purpose as part of the healthy workers is to bring mental healing to the people that are going through some issues and those that have got what is called mind challenges. So, as a counselor, effective counseling is adopted by interventions that will bring therapeutical to the people that we are counseling. So, as I said, therapeutical simply means healing. So, as counselors, it's like we are giving medicine. Now, this medicine, it's psychological intervention medicine. So, here are some of the common therapeutical interventions. Number one, there is what is called cognitive behavior theory or therapy. This is identifying and challenging negative thoughts patterns on the client. And also there is what is called dialective behavioral therapy. So directive behavioral therapy, it is teaching emotion regulation and mindfulness skills on your clients. Then acceptance and commitment therapy. This is whereby you encourage the clients to accept and also to accept and to cope up with the situation. Then there is also what is called psychodynamic therapy. This is the example of unconscious issues that a person that may be directing a person. For example, a person may just be in a situation where there is the changing moods, there is the changing feelings, and all that. So that one we use what is called psychodynamic therapy, where a person, sometimes people may not know why they are in a certain mood, or why they are feeling in a certain mood, or why they are behaving in a certain way. So in this type of therapy, we use what is called psychodynamic therapy, where we have to look at the inner person or the subconscious and what is going on the subconscious, and we help the client to be able to reprogram the subconscious. And also there is a mindfulness-based intervention that is promoting the client to, or helping the client to be in the present moment and in the present situation. Then there is also emotional processing, and also that is helping the client to face what they are the challenges and be able to cope with the situation. Then there is also what is called behavioral activation therapy, where that is increasing positive behaviors and activities. That is where you help the client to develop positive behaviors and also to encourage them to have positive behaviors and activities. For example, that is where sometimes the client may be Okay, let's talk about the someone who is alcoholic or alcohol addicted. So that is maybe the as a result of the environment. It may be as a result of the people that they interact with. It may be the result of getting into the places where they which makes them to indulge in such a behavior. You find that other people may not want to drink, but because they are found with a friends that drinks, or they are found in the environment which forces them to drink. Maybe they are at the kitchen party or at any party. That's when now they drink. So that is where now you help the client to avoid and to be in places which cannot which can help them to avoid such behaviors. Then there is problem solving, that is combating with clients to identify and solve problems. Then there is trauma focused, that's intervention addressing traumatic experiences and symptoms. So there are situations whereby the client is traumatized by the situation. So now you use what is called trauma focus. That is where you help the client to not to focus on issues that traumatize them, the issues that makes them to be traumatized, and you help them to think on the positive issues, the issues that encourages them. Then also family therapy, that is working with clients and their families to improve relationship. So in the family therapy, sometimes people get into situation and they get into mental problems because of the family environment. So that is where you involve the family to be able to accommodate or the family relationship so that they are able to cope up with each other. Then there is also group therapy, whereby you facilitate the group sessions to promote them to support each other and also to build up the skills. So the group therapy also may be used like there is what is called professional stress, or there is organization stress. So now when we talk about organization stress, there is sometimes where the company is facing some financial challenges and the whole members of the company they become stressed. So that is where now you use what is called organizational stress. Then there is also career counseling therapy. In career counseling, that's where you explore the counseling intervention and where you bring about the issues that people may be able to explore when it comes to the choices in career. Then there is crisis intervention. That is where now you bring the what is called the intervention support to stabilize the challenge that your client may be facing. Then there is stress management, that is teaching the client to relax. Then there is self esteem enhancement. There is also some psychological challenges or mental health whereby a person has just got a negative thought about himself. They just think negative about themselves. They don't like themselves. They don't like who they are. They see themselves maybe to be fat. They see themselves maybe to be thin, or they see themselves to be ugly. So that also is very much important. I've also talked about stress management. Then there are a lot of therapeutical issues that we may get into. Then the other thing in counseling on lesson 5, let's look at what is on counseling intervention, counseling approaches. Counseling approaches. So remember to like the video and subscribe if you and just give a comment what you think about it, what we are discussing on. So now when we talk about counseling approaches, we define counseling approaches as a counseling approach refers to the theoretical framework or philosophy that guides counselors' practice. It encompasses the beliefs, values, and principles that shape the counselor's understanding of human behaviors, mental health, and counseling processes. So, in counseling approaches, we look at a set of assumptions about human nature and behavior. So now, this is where we look at how do a person behave. So that is where now we also look at the philosophies or theories about behavior of human beings. There are four types of behavior, like the sanguines, the melancholies, the phlegmatic, and the the cholerics. So now in those we those are the assumptions. So now in this type of counseling, when you're approaching, you assume or you look at what can be the cause of such a behavior in a person. Then it also gave the definition of counseling relationship. So it is from the personality, human personality, or how people behave and the way they are born genetically, and also in learning some or some of the characteristic. So that is the one that is going to create a certain relationship. As a counselor, you define the relationship. So also the goal of what is called counseling approach is to be objective for counseling processes. So as a counselor, you have to understand, I said, you have to understand the behavior as a result of what is called character or traits. And also you have to define, to know how to define relationship, the types of relationship. Also you have to look at the goals and objective for counseling process. So the strategies and techniques for achieving these goals. So when you when you are working with a client, you understand what kind of a client am I dealing with, what kind of behavior, what is his traits, and what is his character. So that will help you to strategically put the which technique are you going to use as a counselor in approaching that kind of that counselor, that client, or on how to behave or on how to work on a framework for understanding and addressing client concerns. So you also look at what your client's concerns and what is causing that mental health. What can be the cause? Is it because of the treat? Is it because of the threshold? As I always say that people differ the way they react. To somebody, it may not be a matter, but to another person, it may be a big deal. So counseling approaches, as we have also talked about in the in counseling interventions, we have got cognitive behavioral theory, which focuses on changing negative thought patterns, behaviors. Also, we have got psychodynamic therapy, which explores unconscious thoughts, feelings, and past experiences. So these deals with in unconscious, the subconscious, which stores some of the information, some of the things that makes us to behave. They say the conscious has got 25% of our action, whilst the subconscious has got more than 85%. So most of the things, most of our behaviors are as a result of the subconscious. Humanistic theory that which emphasizes on personal growth, self-actualization, and empathy. In the humanistic theory, that is where now somebody has to understand and has to know that all the answers are within themselves, and they are the best persons to change the situation and what they are going through. So that has to be understood as counselors. Then there is what is called dialective behavioral theory or therapy. That is combines with mindfulness and acceptance techniques. Then acceptance and commitment therapy that focuses on acceptance, values, and actions. So this is where you lead your client to accept the situation and also to know that any situation is not permanent and they can be able to move on. Then there is we talked about family therapy, which works with individuals. So again, the character of a person can be dealt with the on the individual relationship. So where other people may be of good help in that therapy. Then we have got Gestalt therapy, which emphasizes personal responsibility and awareness. As I was saying, it's more like humanistic. Now, in this one, people have to know that it is not about what other people have done to them, but it is what they have decided to respond to what other people have done. So the challenge is not those people that have done bad to you. The challenge is how you have responded to the people that have done bad to you. Then there is also extensional therapy, which explores meaning, purpose, and existence. So in this one, you have to know who you are, and a person understands that I'm not determined by what I've gone through or what of my action, but I'm determined by what I do. Then there is also person-centered therapy, which focuses on empathy, genuineness, and unconditional positive regard. Then we have got solution-focused therapy, which is goal-oriented and focused on solution. Mindfulness-based therapies, which incorporate mindfulness techniques such as MBCT and MBSR. Art therapy uses creative expression to facilitate growth and self expression. That is where now you use something to express. Maybe you demonstrate something so that your client is able to understand the situation that they are in. Then there is that is therapy that's used by children to facilitate expression. So like sometimes you have to be like when you are dealing with children, you use what is called play therapy, and you go at the level of the children and you play with them. I remember there was this issue that I had when I was working with SOS. So there were these kids that had some challenges. In fact, they were very young and they were found into some sexual activities, and we needed to counsel those kids. So I had to it was very difficult for this kid, for especially the girl, to open up to what was happening, especially that she was the initiator of that whole incident. So now I had to use some therapy, some child therapy, whereby I had to call her on phone so that she was able to answer, and we started talking on phone. And I said, can we just meet now? And we just talked face to face. That's when now she was able to open up, and when we had to meet, she was able to now to open up and to talk, and how best we can be able to help her. Then there is cognitive processing therapy that focuses on processing traumatic experiences, as we said. Relational emotive behavioral therapy that is focuses on challenging irrational thoughts and beliefs. So this rational emotive, uh, there are some beliefs and some actions that people would want. Me, I just do this. Me, I better I die. Me, better I divorce. And so such, you use what is called rational emotive behavioral therapy. And so these counseling approaches are used in various settings such as mental health agencies, schools, and private practices to support individuals in achieving their mental behavior. So it is very important as psychologists to understand, and also not just to end here. It is very important to research on these theories. So the more you research, the more you become a better counselor, and the more you are able to intervene in counseling. So we are going to look at, in the next class, we'll look at specialized counseling interventions. Thank you so much, and God bless you. Have a blessed day. Let's meet in the next class where we are going to look at some special interventions.